guys. So it is Wednesday, November 6th. I took a half day PTO because I had a doctor's appointment this morning. So this week I am going to be doing another weekly reading vlog. Obviously, elephant in the room. I finally painted my living room this bright ass green. I love it. It has just warmed up this space in the best way. Now that I finally have the color on the wall, I am getting a couch that I'll actually show you later, not right now, but I'll show you later on today after work when I have more time. The couch I found off of Facebook Marketplace that I am going to get reupholstered. Reading update. I think I have like 2, maybe 3 chapters left. I think 2 chapters left in All About Love by Bell Hooks. I'm really liking it. I do feel like some of the messaging though is just not as much my thing. Like some of it I like. I would say most of it I like, but it's not as 5-starry as I thought this was gonna be. I mean, clearly I like enough of it because look how many freaking tabs I have. It's hard to see because I picked such like light colored tabs, but I am clearly liking it enough. But like some of the messaging still feels a bit outdated and not the most inclusive, and honestly some of it feels a little bit toxic, a little bit like, oh, cut people out of your life, which I mean, do what you gotta do. But I grew up in a family, which I think this is part of like what she's saying though in this book, is like I grew up in a family where like no matter like who you are or what you're up to or any mistakes you've made, like I will love you forever because you are my family member. And this is giving, oh my god, if anyone has ever hurt your feelings, they never loved you. And I'm just kind of like, I don't think that's true. And then she's kind of like applying that same logic to like dating situations where she's saying like if anyone has ever treated you wrong, they're not for you and you need to move on. And I'm so sorry. Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect, which means for me to expect perfection, perfect love from somebody else, I think is just the most insane thing. And I think she's thinking of it in terms of like, oh, you should work on yourself so that you're able to like perfectly love and get perfect love back. And I just like do not think that's like a possibility being a human being. Like we are not perfect beings. And so to even argue this whole, you can't love somebody else until you're able to like perfectly love yourself and like give perfect love and you even know what love is, and it's just, it's a little toxic to me. But other than that, I am clearly obviously really liking it, so we'll see. I'm really disappointed in myself. So I was supposed to have book club last night. I did not go. We did date night instead. We went and got tacos. But part of why I didn't care to not go was because I was like 50% done with the book Matilda by Roald Dahl. I think I would have loved this as a little girl because like I loved the movie. Like me and Matilda were like this. Like I was Matilda, Matilda was me. Like I wanted to be Matilda so freaking bad. A little smart girl who was so good at school, who was so cute and wore her little ribbon in her hair and just like wagged her books like down the street. Like I wanted to be her so freaking bad. Clearly her home life was nuts if you've ever seen the movie or read the book. But like when you're a little girl, there's something so like special about Matilda, and she's like magical. Like it's just like, I don't know. So it is like giving me all the like warm fuzzy feelings that I feel like I expected. But yeah, I am disappointed that I didn't finish it. And then I'm also a few chapters into Piglet. Okay, I am liking it. I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. I think the writing is a lot better than I expected. I feel like this was a book that I was very, very excited about when I first heard about it. And then the more people who posted about this book, I just feel like the more I was like getting a little over it, I guess. Just a little like, oh, I don't care. Is this gonna be another like sad millennial woman just like trying to like upend her life because she realized at 30 something she made some huge mistakes, as in made decisions for everyone else around her but herself, which, you know, it is giving that to some degree, but I feel like the way they're telling it is keeping me a little more interested, a little more focused. So the chapters are counted down like 19 days before the wedding, 16 days before the wedding, and I'm about to read 14 days before the wedding, and then it's kind of like, what's gonna happen? Because I'm thinking they're not gonna get married, but I feel like if you were to read the synopsis, like you'd probably get there on your own as well. But I'm kind of like, okay, if we're already, you know, only so many days before the wedding, like, what is the rest of this book going to be like? So I am excited about that. That's all I have to update you on the reading front. I guess on a sadder note, more upsetting tone, is it was election day yesterday, and I am just shocked, disheartened, very upset and sad by the outcome. But I feel like at this point in time, all you can really do is focus on making good choices and helping other people and being there and being supportive in every single way you know how, because I feel like the whole focusing on the negative things doesn't really do us any good. Clearly take the time and feel all the feelings you need to feel, work through everything, but at the same time, as a society, we need to keep it moving and do our best for our communities. And that's all I have to say about that. I was very upset about it this morning. I woke up at 4 a.m., which I didn't expect, and I opened my phone immediately and just like could not go back to sleep, and just, yeah, I don't really know. But yeah, I don't really know how to end this clip. But I'll talk to you guys all later tonight, probably. So it is now my lunch break. I just ate really quickly, and I wanted to give you guys a quick reading update. So last night I finished All About Love by Bell Hooks. I still tabbed a bunch at the end. I ended up giving it a 4 stars, pretty much for the reasons I said yesterday. There were only like 3 more chapters after this, and so it's not like my opinion changed too much. I will say though, like, final thoughts, I do feel like after reading this inspired me to get back into being a bit more spiritual. I still don't think I am a very religious person. I grew up Catholic, not super strict or anything, but like I went to Catholic school, and so I was in religion class every day, went to church all the time, like that kind of deal, and I just never have ever felt connected to it. But I've always considered myself to be a more like spiritual person, kind of like, oh, there is like a universe or some sort of like larger life out there. I think it helps me focus less on what everyone else around me is doing and focus on what I can control, which I feel like the older I get, the more important that lesson feels. So anyway, yeah, I just feel like this book has inspired me to just think about my spirituality a little bit more, and just kind of more my thoughts and feelings about the universe as a whole. I just think having less structure in my life has led my little mind to roam a bit more about ideas like this. And just like that whole discussion, I feel like this book has definitely just got me thinking more about all that type of stuff. And actually this morning before work, I looked into little full moon rituals, and I think I might do one. So the full moon for November is November 15th, which I believe is next Friday. And so I'm like, oh, I might do a little yoga practice, a little full moon ritual, and just kind of like clear the air for the next month. I just think that would be a really nice way to kick off the next month. You know, let go of the things I need to let go of, welcome in some new energy, like that whole thing. I think it just sounds so nice. So anyway, I did enjoy my time with this book. I read a bit more Matilda. I have nothing else to add. I'm about 77 pages into Piglet. I'm really enjoying it. We just got to kind of like a spicy part. Like, she is supposed to get married in like 2 weeks. Her parents were just in town with her sister. They're eating dinner. You can kind of tell, not that her family doesn't like her fiance, but there's some weird energy there where maybe they don't fully feel like she is acting the way that they remember her being to her core as like a child, if that makes sense. Kind of like, he's from a very, very wealthy family, very pretentious. What does it look like to everybody else? We're gonna put on like a show to show off what we have and our jobs and how much money we have and what we own. And you can just tell she didn't grow up like that. And so I think she and even her family is just kind of struggling with the new her, even though she has been with this guy for a moment. But the spicy thing that happened was, you know, they get into bed at night and whatever, and he is like, hey, I need to tell you something. He tells her, we don't know what he tells her, but he tells her this thing, and he says, like, do you still want to get married to me? And so I'm thinking he cheated on her, but like, I don't know, and we don't know yet. But I think because there are like some cliffhangers in the book, it's making me want to pick it up more than some other like literary contemporary fiction. I feel like not all books that are literary contemporary do a very good job with like cliffhangers and keep you like wanting more, and I feel like this book is seeming to do that for me, at least in this moment. And then I also wanted to open up some book mail, so I got another request on Instagram by another publishing house. This was a different publishing house, but still so freaking exciting. I think this one though sat in my spam for like 2 weeks. I don't know why it was in there, and I like usually don't ever check my like junk DMs or whatever. This one is called Fundamentally. It says it's funny, gripping, and compassionate. Fundamentally is a truly original novel you won't be able to put down, and that's a quote by Dolly Alderton, which you know I am obsessed with her. So it actually sounds so much different than anything I've ever read before. I love the freaking cover. So yes, hopefully I'll get to this soon-ish. It says it's on sale February 25th, 2025. But yes, thank you so much to Penguin Random House for sending me this arc. I'm so excited.
And I really, really enjoy it. The different thing, my water intake has probably tripled since the last time that I filmed. So when I get home from my walk, that's something that's really, really changed.
Hey you guys, so it is now Friday evening. I just got done cleaning up my house just a touch because my parents and my brother will be here tomorrow helping attach this corner wall shelf, like the big ones that have the big glass doors and the bottom doors. Usually they're like original to houses and like built into the house. And so they're gonna like anchor it to the wall so I can actually like open up the doors, because right now if I open up the doors it would probably fall over onto me. So everything's like taped shut right now. I'll show you tonight before I leave just so you can see like what we're working with now. But I guess while we're talking about house updates, I am sitting on the couch. I'm getting recovered. I'm going to show you really quickly. I don't know if the angles will be the best. Oh, yeah, so I don't know if these angles will be the best or the lighting, but this is the couch I got off Facebook. Okay, these are all my books. This has become a problem, as you can see. I have too many books, and that thing is also full of books. But anyway, this room is basically turned into like an office junk type room until we can get it together, like a hobby room. Like, it's got all sorts of stuff. But yeah, so basically it's like a mission style, it's wood, and I am hoping to get it recovered soon. I just got a notification today saying my fabric samples are on the way, which makes me so excited. But yeah, I'm happy I finally showed you the couch. I'll show you the corner cabinet before I leave tonight. Anyway, I want to give you a reading update. So, still kind of same feelings about Matilda. Not much more to say there. I don't think there will be much more to say until, like, I finish. But in Piglet, dude, I am loving it. I finally got to a point where I want to read it so bad. Like, I'm so invested in this girl's life and this girl's story. Like, I am waiting for her to, I don't want to say ruin this guy's life, but I guess ruin his life by picking herself and what's going to be good for her. It's going to like rip him to shreds, and I'm like, he freaking deserves it, and you deserve the world, basically. And I just cannot wait to see, you know, how she handles everything. Right now, the only people she's told about what's happened is her best friend, and then she thinks that her best friend told her partner. So I don't know, but I'm really hoping she's gonna like tell his parents, tell her parents, like tell everybody. Like, I'm not here for keeping a man's nasty secrets when he is being a hateful person. Like, I just, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. So yeah, I'm gonna go take a shower right now after I show you the corner cabinet. I'm gonna take a shower, pack some stuff. I think it's just gonna be like sweatshirts and cozy clothes, so I don't think that'll take too long. And I don't even know if I'll bring makeup, honestly. And then I have to get some Trout stuff, like his food, maybe like a toy or two. And then we'll probably head to my parents. Okay, so this is the corner cabinet we got off of Facebook Marketplace. This was actually my birthday present this year from my parents. I was so freaking excited. So yeah, my dad is gonna come and my brother to attach it to the wall. I don't know, painting up and around that might be a little difficult, so I'm not exactly sure what to do there, but I'll try my best. But yeah, no, I think it's gonna look so cute with everything once I'm done like painting, and then I'll paint this too to make sure it matches all the woodwork, and then I've got to repaint my bathroom and just fix my bathroom. Like, it was my first home project I decided to do on my own, like not even with Ethan, and it didn't work out very well, so it doesn't look the best. So while I'm painting this, I'll also be painting this, and like this drawer here also needs to be painted. I've got to sand some spackly stuff off the wall. So yeah, no, I just think it's gonna look so freaking cute. Like, truly, like, I'm so excited. Anyway, I gotta go. Hey you guys, so it is now Sunday evening. It's around 4:30. I just got back home. I'm going to do a quick haul for you guys. So I went shopping with my mom and my grandma yesterday, which I do think I filmed a few clips of, I believe. But basically my grandma needed some stuff for Christmas and she can't drive. So me and my mom went, we hung out, and some of the stuff was actually some stuff I've been looking for quite some time, and all of it was like 50% off. So heck yes, some of it's fall stuff, some of it's Christmas stuff, some of it's just stuff. I definitely bought, I think, probably more than I was expecting to, but like I just said, I'll definitely use all of it and wanted all of it, so I think it's fine. But let me go ahead and get these big things out of the way. So I got these big garlands, and I'm gonna put them across my mantles when they're up this Christmas, and honestly probably into the winter season, because it's just pine cones. I got want to say like 6 packs of these candles. So these are also for the Christmas season. I got the battery pack ones instead of the plug-in ones. The plug-in ones are smart in the sense of I could have somehow, some way probably attach most of them to like a remote situation or like a timer situation, but it just seemed like more work than it was worth, and I wasn't exactly sure how this would go, if I would like it. But yeah, I got one to literally go, and I'm pretty sure every single window except for the window that's like in my shower. So how often will these actually all be lit up at once? I have no clue, but my grandma Maloney actually used to do this every Christmas, and I loved it, and I love the way it looks, and it just reminds me of her. I got this little thing for Christmas. It's a little dish towel. Just says Merry Christmas, but it has little nutcrackers on it, which I thought was cute. This stuff I'm cracking up over because my mom told me a secret about herself yesterday, which sounds so stupid to call it a secret, but like I had no clue, which is so silly of me because my mom is so this way. But every season she decorates her work desk and then her desk at home, and I was like, dude, that is so cute, because like I thought about it, but it's one of those like things where I like think about it and then I'm like, it sounds like too much work and like not worth it, you know. But she encouraged me to buy some things for it, so I got these little stockings that I am going to thread onto these little ropes and then do it like on my little, by my desk at work. And she also gave me some little bells to put on there too, and I just think it'll be like so cute and so fun, and just like a fun way to, I don't know, make my little work day a bit more cheerful. Got these candles, which are very thin, to hopefully go in this little candle thing I got off eBay. It's an antique Swedish, I'm gonna say just candle holder. It's like a decoration. The candle's sitting there, but I don't know if you can really tell, the little holes are really, really thin. And so I decided I was gonna try these, but these almost look too thin, and they definitely are. But I think I'm gonna combat that maybe, hopefully, with this Stickum candle adhesive stuff. I got this little mat for trout. I got 2 candles. The one's up there, I just lit it. It's maple sugar bourbon. Smells really good, half off because it's a fall candle. I also got a caramel apple candle, which also smells really good. It's just more than half off. It's a wreath for fall, and my mom told me because of the color I could use it in spring too. And then I got this big giant mirror that like squiggles. It's just a big circle and it has ridges, and I'm gonna try and get Ethan to hang it for me right when you walk into and out of my front door, like above our little shoe rack. My mom bought me a bunch of these little pumpkins, like a whole bag, like a ton of these pumpkins to decorate for like Thanksgiving, put some outside, inside, so I'll probably do that today. But yeah, I think that's all I bought this weekend, so definitely prepped for fall next year, for Christmas this year. I am gonna go let my dog back in, and then I'm gonna give you guys a quick little weekend reading update. Okay, so I don't know if I showed you guys yesterday, but my brother and my dad attached my corner cabinet. So my brother, sister-in-law, their dog, my mom and dad, their dog, and then me and Trout were here, and it actually took like no time at all, I feel like. But yeah, so now I can paint it, and yeah, I can open it up, I can put stuff in there now, not worry about it. But yeah, no, I'm so excited. So I'm definitely gonna repaint it and like touch it up. As you can see, like up there, it needs to be like touched up a little, but just to make sure it matches the rest of the woodwork. And then my dad was saying that we need to caulk it or something, which I think he just means like make sure, like fill this part in and like kind of flatten it out so it looks a bit more built in, you know. So I'll have to do that before we paint. I don't think that'll be a huge ordeal, like at all, probably. But yeah, no, I'm so excited. I don't really feel like I read as much as I was planning on it, but like that's okay. Like I had a lot of fun. Yesterday was actually like a pretty busy day. Today I didn't actually read enough today, but then I also wanted to watch some YouTube. I posted a book review, wrote a book review, hung out. But let me go ahead and give you the most annoying update of my reading weekend. So I told you I was like an hour left. I had like an hour left of Matilda. I go to click on it. They say, oh, you don't have this on your Kindle anymore. So I borrowed it from my library, and I don't ever remember getting any sort of notification saying, oh, it's running out or whatever. But I ended up starting Mame by Jessica George, and I am 12% in. This is following a girl living in London who is spending a lot of her time taking care of her father because her older brother moved away. Her dad has Parkinson's, but her mom lives like a year there and then a year in Ghana because she is helping her brother run a hostel, I believe. And she finds out her mom is like not necessarily cheating on her dad, but like they're not getting divorced, but she's not really with him anymore. But it's like, I think she's feeling kind of weird because her dad's like really sick and her mom kind of like left during all this. It's just like a weird situation, and it's talking a lot about like, I'm gonna call it like corporate depression of just like working a 9 to 5, being in your early to mid 20s, not really knowing what you want to do with your life, but kind of choosing this type of job because that's kind of what you've been told your whole life is gonna like be better in the long run for whatever reason. And I think she's starting to feel a bit like she's like wasting her 20s by not really like living her life, not really like going out, seeing people. She doesn't really love her job. And so I think the whole book is gonna be her like discovering herself and standing up for herself and what she wants out of life. I am liking it so far. I'm reading it on my Kindle, so that is my new Kindle book until I can get back to Matilda. And then I also started The Story of Jane, the legendary underground feminist abortion service by Laura Kaplan. So this is part of my 24 books for 2024. And I haven't really been like putting off reading it, but I mean, I feel like books that are kind of like, I'm gonna call it like a historical nonfiction type of book, I feel like I kind of have to be in a specific kind of headspace for, and I feel like with the election happening last week, the results we got, I just feel like this is really fitting for things I've been like thinking about lately, and I'm really liking it. So I read the introduction, which was kind of long, which she wrote, I believe, in 2022. And then I have gotten through chapter 1 of this book, so I think she's just going to tell the story of how her and this group started referring these women to doctors and how did they choose like which doctors they trusted, couldn't trust, and this was all happening in Chicago. But as you can tell, I've been kind of like tabbing it up and underlining a lot. I just feel like some of her words, especially in the introduction, are just very powerful. So I'm excited to keep going in this, and I'm really liking it so far. And then in Piglet, I'm now over 50% in. I'm on page 179 and I'm one day past the wedding. Spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers to Piglet, please fast forward. I just found out that, and she just found out that Kit's parents knew that he has been cheating on her, and I still have no clue about like who this lady is, or like how is he still seeing her, like what's going on. But now she's starting to get her feelings hurt that like his family knew, her family doesn't even know. How do you like bring this up? Her best friend and her partner Sasha are kind of blaming their newborn baby, but also saying like, hey, yeah, no, we're not supporting you in this decision. Like, this is a horrible decision for you to get married this week to this man who cheated on you. Like, we're not doing that. Which I think as a best friend, I think you really have to kind of like toe the line, especially as you grow up and people start to make very serious decisions. I think you really have to toe the line of like when to step in and be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? And also like supporting your friend and whatever they're choosing to do with their life. I think that's a really thin line. But she's going as far as not going to the wedding. She was supposed to be the maid of honor. Like, she will not be there anymore, and neither will her partner Sasha. The newborn baby will not be there. Like, no one from that little friend group will be there. And so I'm really hoping that she's not going to marry him. But I guess we'll see. We're one day out from the wedding. Like I said, she literally just found out that Kit's parents know that she's been cheated on by their son. And I think her problem right now and why she's not is I don't think she feels like she has a good support system, because she basically gave up her foundational relationships, like with her family. Like she still speaks to them obviously and like that kind of thing, but they're not as close. And I think it's because she kind of traded them and the life she was living for this life of like luxury and like money and like an uppitier kind of lifestyle, which I mean, to each their own. I don't know, I'm not that kind of girl. Some people are way more into their relationships for the money, the opportunity, the whatever that relationships naturally bring. But yeah, she basically traded like her core, who she is to her core, for this man and the life he was living. So I think she's feeling very stuck, you know, like how can she continue on with this relationship with him while also telling everyone that he's treating her this way, because I think they already don't like him. So I think she's just stuck in this weird in between with like no support from literally anyone in her life. So yeah, no, I'm so excited to hopefully see her just blow the hell up and like figure it out. Like, I cannot wait. I've talked for too long about these books. I cannot believe I started books without finishing any, but it's okay. I'm gonna sit here, read. I'll probably make tacos for dinner, honestly, maybe soon, because I'm freaking starving. It's 5:11, so yeah, I might eat soon. I'm so hungry. But yeah, I'll probably talk to you guys all around like bedtime. I'm sorry about kind of like the weird lighting. I just have like a lot of windows in my kitchen and I just feel like I have light coming at me in all directions and it's a bit much. But I thought I would go ahead and pop on and give you guys a bit of a reading update. So before work today, I finished Piglet. I gave it 5 stars. I ended up loving it. I feel like there were a couple times where I was like, oh, maybe it's only 4, maybe it's only a 4.5, but I really liked the way it ended, and I loved how introspective and like reflective it was, and I liked that we didn't get too bogged down in everybody else's drama or opinions or like their side of the story, where I usually love a story where every chapter is told from a different point of view, because then it really humanizes all the characters. You end up kind of liking enough about all the characters, which I usually love, but this one was so focused on Piglet and her feelings and her thoughts and her reflections, and I loved it. I just don't think I've read one that was so single character focused in such a long time that I actually enjoyed, that it was so nice to finally, I don't know, get back to it a little. I feel like I kept reading these types of stories last year and the year before, and they just like were not connecting because it's giving like depressed woman moving. But I loved that this lady was, you know, I don't know if I want to say depressed, but I mean, she finds out her goddamn fiance is cheating on her, what, a week, 2 weeks before her wedding, and then she slowly starts to find out that all these other people know and they've known before her and like all this stuff, and I mean, she freaks out at the wedding basically, and it was so freaking good. It was so good. So highly recommend Piglet by Lottie Hazel. And then I am like 15% or so in Mame. I'm liking it, but I also cannot lie, I'm only 15% in. It's not doing a whole ton for me in this moment in time, but I mean, I still have pretty much the whole book to change my mind, so we'll see. I read one more chapter in My abortion book is what I've been thinking of it as. I forget what it's called. Still really liking it, still underlining tons and tons and tons. I just feel like she is explaining everybody's arguments and points of view very, very well, and in a way that I think enjoy is the wrong word to use, but that I appreciate reading about the way she's explaining her ideas and everything. Well, I was at the coffee shop early this morning. I ran into one of my friends from book club, and she actually told me what the next 2 books are for, I guess you could say, the beginning of December and then the beginning of January. And she told me the one for December's meeting is actually really long, so I need to get on it. I read 1 chapter in it before work when I finished Piglet, because I stayed up last night probably till like 2:30-ish reading Piglet, and so I barely had any to read this morning, and so I went ahead and started Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik, which is for book club. It's a fantasy about a girl whose dad is a moneylender, but he's not very good at requesting the money back. He's a giver. She explains her dad is a very gentle person. Her mother is a very kind, soft-spoken woman, and she kind of takes this place in her family of being the go-getter, the one who's going to end up like financially, I guess you could say, like taking care of everyone by like going out and getting like what her family's owed. And they have all this money in the first place because I guess her mom's parents gave it to him, her dad, when they got married as a dowry. So I don't really know. I don't know exactly where we're gonna go with it. Like I just said, I'm only 1 chapter in, and it's a very long book, like 450 pages or so, and I feel like that's such a long book club book. Like truly, especially towards the end of the year. I just have so many books that I want to finish before the end of the year, which I know is really not that big of a deal, but I'm so close to finishing my 24 books for 2024 that I need to do it. I need to do it. So anyway, Mame is one of my 24 books for 2024, and so is the abortion book. So that makes me feel good because when I finish those, 2 will be checked off. So I have less than 10 books left on my 24 books for 2024. So I feel like I'm making progress. I really, really do. But yeah, I'll be sure to update you guys all tonight at some point.
See that yellow banner? Yeah, there's an old guy in like a...
Hey you guys, so it is now Tuesday evening. I just got back from the office, and on the way home I stopped at the library to return 4 books, and then I picked up 2. I'm really popping on to show you guys the fabrics that I got in the mail. I'm so excited. I already peeked at them a little. So some of the ones I thought I would love, I'm not loving, at least in this moment. And then some of the ones I was kind of getting more like for funsies, I'm like kind of obsessed with a little bit. So you'll just have to really let me know what you think, because I think this is gonna be something I think on for like a moment, like not too long, but you know, I definitely need to consider my options. Basically the vibe I'm going for is cozy, but maybe with a little bit of, I don't know if I want to call it like funk, but a little different. Like I'm not really looking to be plain. I mean, as you can see, the color green I picked is very like in your fucking face, I personally feel like, but like in a good way. Like in a way I personally really enjoy, but it's definitely not like a muted green, and I don't think I'm really going for muted. I'm going for like warm, cozy, maybe even like, I don't know if cottagey is the right word to use, but basically most of the prints I was looking at online, even before I found this company, I was looking at a lot of plaids and then gingham prints. So I've been leaning towards a plaid couch for such a long time. Like I want one so bad, but when I called the upholstery guy, he basically was like, a plaid is more expensive than maybe a simpler print, or a print where you would only really have to like match it like up and down instead of like side to side. But like with a plaid, clearly like you have to get it kind of like matched on all your like pieces, all your cushions and your actual couch and stuff. Like you have to get it matched in both directions. And so he said I would need to buy more fabric and it would cost more. I have no clue how much he's gonna charge me, so I'll probably send him like a couple of my options just to see like, hey, if I pick this, what would you charge? If I pick this, what would you charge? Because if the difference between, you know, this print and that print is gonna be like a ton, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I did get this couch off Facebook Marketplace for like, I wanna say like $100 or less, so it's not like I'm out here like spending a ton on this couch. But I also think that's part of why I'm like, so is it worth it to like get it recovered if it's gonna cost? I have no clue. Like I have no freaking clue how much it's gonna cost. Like I wouldn't have any idea. So anyway, let me go ahead and get into the fabrics now. So the company I found all these from is called Folio. And I am sure I was just, you know, Googling up some plaid gingham prints, and this site, you know, came to me, and I was definitely like picking up what they were putting down as some of their prints. Like some fabric websites that I was looking at were just not, like there would be like maybe like a good one, maybe two good ones, sort of, but like not enough for me to like want to scroll through the pages and pages and pages of fabrics. So I was just like struggling a little in that sense, but once I found this company, I was like, wait, what? Hi, Trout boy. Trout is joining the party. I don't know if you can see him or not. They were also doing this thing where if I ordered 10 samples, I got them for free. I didn't have to pay for shipping, nothing. So I was like, honestly, there are enough for me to pick from, like, but that's why at the beginning I was like, some of them I was really excited about, and some of them I picked more like for funsies, and it was really just to get my 10 free samples, you know? Trout is up here with us, being a good stinky boy. So these three are all the haze prints in different Trout. Can you get down? Sorry, my dog keeps coming over here. But anyway, so let me go ahead and go through these fabrics with you. So these are all the haze prints. It's a simple like gingham pattern. I got it in 3 colors. Figuring, you know, I'll go a more neutral tan. You know, this isn't the worst, I don't think. But it's also not the most exciting. It just like is. Then I got this ink blue color, which I really, really like. I just am not sure if I'm going for the true blue and true green in the living room, but I also don't think it would look bad, but I'm not sure if this is like the energy I'm going for in the living room. This one I was actually so excited about, and I think it is such a pretty color. It's like, they call it brick, so it's in between like almost like a reddish orange. I think I'm just a little nervous for my living room to look too, I'm gonna say like Christmassy, but I do think it is a very, very pretty color. But I almost think the color green I picked is like so green that I don't know if I would feel comfortable picking this color. Then I have these two, which I believe are also the same print, different colors. Yep. And so I picked this one out first and was like, okay, cute plaid, but neutral. But as you can see, my dog likes to jump on things, which I don't mind, and I do want him to be able to enjoy our couch also. So I'm not sure with all this white. I think it's just asking for a disaster. Obviously it's upholstery fabric, so it's a lot more durable, it's a lot thicker than, you know, like an average fabric or whatever. But I just I'm not sure if that's in the cards for us, like all the white. I thought this one would be a lot better because I don't know if you can tell when I compare them, but it's not white, it's more the cream as like the background. And I still really do like this one, but I could see it being, you know, it also getting very dirty. but I do like it, so I don't know. This one was my last pick, and it's literally because I needed 10. It's a very thick fabric, which I do like, but I don't know. I'm not as into it. This one I thought would be fun. I'm not sure if Ethan would like this one, and to be quite honest, I guess I'm not the most sure if it's my favorite either. I thought it would be a bit more colorful, like bright, I guess, than what it's coming across as, but it's this floral pattern, which I really like, but I don't know if you can tell on camera. It's pretty like washed out, so yeah, I don't know about that one. Honestly, I think the next two are probably my faves out of all of them, I think. So this one is a plaid. It's a deep brown, so it wouldn't get very dirty. I feel like it's neutral enough where I could still get like really funky pillows if I want. I really like this a lot, like a lot. So I think this is going to be a top contender. I really do. I need to compare it, like I said, to the wood on the actual couch to make sure I like it. But yeah, I don't know if you can tell. I really do enjoy that one. And then I also got this plaid, which I also really like. And I feel like since this red is a bit more subdued than the brick red I showed you earlier, I feel like this one could actually maybe work too. But again, with the dirt, I don't think this would get super dirty or anything. It's very pretty. It's a very beautiful plaid. So I don't know if these, after looking at these two, you can tell I'm going for more of like a warm, cozy, like a true plaid. Whereas like I know like these other two were also plaids, but it's more of like, I don't know. This is giving to me like early 2000s subdivision house kind of thing. Whereas I feel like these are giving a bit more funk, a bit more flair, a bit warmer, a bit funkier, cooler. So I don't know. And then this last one I also really like, but again, with the big white patches, I'm not sure if that's the best with my dog. It is very pretty though. I do like this shade of brown. I'm just not sure if that's the best idea I've ever had in my life. I will say though, after getting these fabric samples, as you can tell, like they're different sizes. And so online, I couldn't really tell like how big the patterns were gonna be, if that makes any sense. So I am happy that I got samples instead of just like buying some fabric. So please let me know down below what you like, what you don't like, if you don't like any of them. If you have any recommendations for fabric sites or just places to order fabric, especially with like cool plaids, and it has to be upholstery fabric. But yeah, if you know any place, like please let me know. I don't know. I would love to get this done like before Christmas. That would probably be one of my goals. So yeah, I guess we'll have to see. But I think tonight I'm just gonna make dinner. We'll probably hang out here. It's very cold outside. Ethan was going to work out after work, so I think we're just gonna like hang out. I'm kind of excited. Kind of so excited. I'm very tired, and it's the first like, I would say like cold day of the year. Like it's like 50 or less. Like when I was at the grocery store, my car said it was only like 40 something. So it's pretty chilly out, and I am just like, I am here for it, but my allergies and stuff are just my sinuses. I'm just all out of whack. So I'm excited to just hang out for a little bit, hang out with my dog, relax, play, and read and watch some YouTube and stuff. So yeah. Hello. Hey you guys, so it is now Friday, November 15th. It's 7:10 p.m. and I'm staying home tonight. I'm not doing anything. I actually just finished up with work not too long ago. I'm gonna have to work kind of a lot this weekend, but that's besides the point. And I am actually prepping to do a full moon ritual. So I keep seeing stuff about the full moon on Pinterest and everything, and I was like, you know what? I think it's finally time. I think I need to reflect, think about, you know, the past month, maybe honestly the last year or so. What have I liked about it? What have I disliked? What kind of things do I want more of? What do I want less of? The things you want to release, you're gonna put in, they say ceramic bowl. I have a cooking pan. Then you're gonna burn them, which I am a little nervous about and I don't want to cause a fire. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna sit here, reflect. I have my little paper here, my pen. I love a reflection moment. I feel like this is really making me think about journaling again. I feel like this is something I've done since like senior year of high school. In college, I was very like into my journal. Like there were times where I was journaling multiple times a day. And I feel like the older I've gotten, just the less I've been into the journaling of it all. It always sounds like a great fun idea, but I feel like as I've gotten older, it just isn't something that I have found to be something that's easily kept up with in my life for whatever reason. I thought I would go ahead and do this and show you guys a little bit of it, and hopefully you guys can do some reflection now that we're at the end of the year and think about things that have been serving you, not serving you, and you know, maybe come up with some action items for yourself. I don't know, I love a reflection moment. I really do. I love the new year. I'm a big new year, new you, like new beginnings, fresh start. I love that feeling. So yeah. You know what it is. It's breakfast time. Good boy, Trout. Good boy, Trout boy. Hey you guys, so it is now Monday, November 18th after work. I cannot tell you the last time I vlogged. I feel like I kind of lost the plot at the end of this. But basically this weekend I just didn't really have like any time to read, it felt like, because I was working. I was either out or I was working. So Friday night you saw me do my little full moon ritual, okay? It was so fun. It was so nice. I would do it again. I want to do it every full moon. I think I miss the reflection that journaling used to give me. So I feel like just kind of like sitting down with myself and doing that was just a really peaceful, healing kind of experience for me. I really liked it. Saturday I woke up and I worked some more, and then I maybe read a little bit in the morning, I think, and then I went to a book fair with my friend Emily, and then we went to get our tarot cards read. I was so nervous to do it. So I've never done it, which, to be quite honest, just me being who I am really shocks me. I feel like that's right up my alley. I think the whole tarot card thing, if I'm being so for real, I think it just made me so nervous. Partly just because I've never done it, and stuff I've never done brings a lot of anxiety my way, usually. And I was very nervous that she was going to tell me something like bad. I don't even know like what that means. Like I don't know what I expected from this, just her to be like, something bad's gonna happen to you, or like a family member, or like you need to make this crazy change that wasn't even like on my radar. Like I really thought it was gonna go in a direction like that, like, and I was afraid to hear something that I wasn't ready to like put into action and then be left with a lot of like kind of feelings. It was actually quite the opposite of that for me. We all got our cards out and we were all in the same room. We all sit together and whatever. But I feel a lot better. I feel like I pulled very, very positive cards, all but one, and even the one was only like slightly like negative. But yeah, I was pulling very, very positive cards. Some of the most positive, like she was like, this is the best one in the deck. If I knew more about it, I could tell you exactly which card it was, but she was like, this is the best one to get in my opinion. And I pulled it twice, so that feels really good. I think it was one of the cups. She said you're gonna have a life full of like love, happiness, peace, stability, like stuff like that. And I was like, hell yes, hell yes. And then what I thought was so strange, I forget which card it was like related to, but she told me that I was a very powerful woman, and you know, all my friends, my family should feel really lucky and like never put me out of their life for whatever reason. I'm like, oh my god, like, so I basically just like gained from this that I need to follow my passions, and not necessarily for like work or a job, but just to live a fulfilling life, follow my passions, and be a lot more confident in myself and my abilities and my ability to endure hard things. I think that's a lot of like where my anxiety comes from, is just like fear of something bad happening and not being able to handle it. What does that mean? I don't know. It means a million things and nothing all at the same time. So I'm really happy that I feel like I went in there and she told me to calm down. She told me I was gonna have a life full of stability, security, a very secure home life, which I feel like if you know me in real life, that's always been a big goal and want of mine. And in the sense of like some of my friends, their goals have always been, oh wow. But I feel like, I think in the sense that like some of my friends have always really wanted these really big careers. Some of them have wanted to just make a lot of money, whatever that means. Some of my friends I feel like have been really passionate about like their art and things they create and all that kind of thing. And I would say for me, one of the biggest things that I think I've always known about myself, I've always been a girl who wants to love and be loved in return in a really big way, and to have a family and a really special, very, very meaningful home life and really strong relationships with the people I love and have in my life. And so I think it just felt really good to, I guess you could say, like be validated in those feelings. Yeah, I don't know. It made me feel really good and it was really fun, and I would do it again, and I want to do it again. It just felt really good. And it was really fun to connect, I guess, to the more spiritual side of myself, which I feel like once I graduated college, I just feel like I've lost that a lot. Like I've just got kind of caught up in the corporate America, like should be working and doing and gaining and becoming bigger and more important and whatever. I feel like I've gotten really lost in, I don't want to say the rat race of life, but I mean sorta kinda, like we all do. And yeah, no, I think a big goal of mine in my later 20s, I'm 27 if you didn't know, is to become more connected with my spiritual self again a bit more. So I think this is a good start. And then yesterday was Sunday because we went out after. I wasn't hungover or anything, but I had a lot of work to do. Like I'm telling you, I probably started working at like 10:30 yesterday, worked till like 4 or 5, and then came home and made dinner, and then worked again till 10 p.m. So I got it all done, which feels really good. But I wouldn't say I had like a good weekend. Well, I wouldn't say I had a very relaxing weekend, so I didn't really read a lot, but that's fine. But either way, I need to end the vlog, okay? So I never finished Mame. I didn't finish Spinning Silver. I didn't finish the abortion book, but I'm hoping to finish Mame tonight. Trout boy, what's wrong? Come. Ethan, what's wrong? What's wrong? Oh, hi. But anyway, yes, I'm here. I'm ending the vlog. We've got to go. He needs to play. He's getting restless. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.